Chapter 73, The Freed One. Wouldn't Resurrection Festival work? My words decide. Tempest Resurrection Festival is its official name. We are planning on celebrating it every year. And now, 2 days have passed since it ended. There are a few problems that are giving me a headache. No, I'm being serious this time. After a knocking sound came from my door, Rigoberto and Bester came inside. The 14 yet living assailants. We are currently in the middle of gathering information. And, all our sources are meekly confessing all they know. It seems that Pharma's kingdom and the like have begun to beg for mercy. Even the well-trained blood shadows and church's messengers quickly give up and confess when a demon is presented to them. A demon can inspire fear into its enemies' hearts and thus control the soul. While there is a chance to resist a greater demon and inferior, an archdemon like Diablo doesn't take no for an answer. As a result, one usually goes mad, so they decided to confess all they knew rather than meet such a fate. By the way, even if they had committed suicide, we can just directly manipulate their soul or tamper with their brains. That, too, is a well-known ability of greater demons, so no one is foolish enough to kill themselves before one. So if you want to disappear along with all of your secrets, you'd have to kill yourself by completely destroying your body. I hadn't thought that capture meant a complete leak of information, but it is common sense in this world. So it would be an understatement to say that the spies of this world risk their lives. Well, as a result, we were quickly able to obtain information from them. As for the headache I mentioned earlier, that would be, what do we do with them now? My wrath has subsided when Shin and the rest resurrected. As a result, I lost the desire to kill the shabby old man and the church's dogs. Wait, that list does not include the fanatics. Those die no matter what. I cannot forgive the perpetrators of that incident. According to the information we obtained, they were not ordered to attack the inhabitants during their visit. The orders came from Cardinal Nicholas. It was simple: declare war. But, as deploying the elite knights would require Hinata's approval, they decided to send their blood shadows pets instead, which lead us to that tragedy. Thirsting for blood and assured of their superiority, they rampaged without being ordered to. Which I found out just as I was thinking of treating them as prisoners of war or by some other martial law. Moreover, the general opinion among us was, as we are not humans, we should live by monster rules. Anyways, we can kill them at any time. So I decided to investigate what other countries do in such situations. Ellen and Yomu didn't know much about the internal dealings of the countries, so it was pointless to ask them. That's when I remembered about Bester. Thus, I went to ask his opinion. Entering, Bester greeted me by saying, "It has been a while, Rimuru-sama. What a calamity we have endured." "A calamity it is. It's not over, after all." That it was. "There's something I want to ask, what are human wars like?" I tried asking Bester. I'm not good at haggling, nor is there a need to. Thus, I heard about human wars from Bester. First, members of Conference Coalition do not normally wage war. For example, there's a rule that stipulates that a country has to declare the war at a general conference prior to beginning hostilities. If this is not done, the country loses membership, and is recognized as a common enemy for all states. Wars are easy to start, hard to stop. I'm surprised to see that phrase has become a rule. For now, let's consider the situation where they did declare war at a conference. First, they decide on a date for combat and use that time to evacuate civilians. Next, they are not allowed to engage their opponent until the opportune date. Information gathering and failure to abide by the above rules constitutes a violation of the coalition's code. As a result, the concept known as spy is generally considered to be currently absurd. Even if they do exist, they must always be on their guard to escape before the civilians are evacuated. Any reported violations constitute transgression of the coalition's code. Well, considering such strict rules, they might as well say that spies are forbidden. Though what kind of spy chooses the profession expecting to be caught? After the war has begun, there are two kinds of wars, limited war and extermination war. Well, there's also economic war, but let's leave that one aside. Limited war is one which seeks to alleviate the burden on the civilians and restrict the battle to a designated battlefield. It's kind of like a sport, the extremist of the extremes, though. Of course, to prevent the overwhelming advantage of the terrain, the defending side chooses the field of battle. This is also chosen at the moment the war has been declared. The latter, the war of extermination, goes by the anything goes rule. It doesn't end until one state becomes the other's vassal or falls completely. Not something you'd want to choose unless you had no other choice. In this case, whether you win or lose, you have to have legitimate reason to invade. If you don't, then it's a simple war of conquest. And, you'd incur the risk of being attacked by other coalition members as a result. In other words, this type of war rarely, if ever, happens. But wouldn't declaring neutrality be optimal for avoiding conflict? Of course not. The Dwarf Kingdom, for example, has advanced technology and great value. Thus, they had to build up a power to resist those who would try to conquer them. Powerless justice is useless. But in reality, it would be hard to explain to other countries why you're declaring war on the neutral Dwarf Kingdom, and even more so, considering their military might. Nobody wants to kill themselves by getting caught up in another's greed. Thus, after some wars resulted in the creation of the conference, which brings us to the current state of things. Such are the rules set by the conference coalition. Now, what about the non-members? For example, the Eastern Empire. That's a military nation that increased in size by absorbing its weaker neighbors. Coalition's rules do not apply to this state. It invades when it wants and tramples down anyone in its wake. So it also makes full use of spies. Death to those who disobey. That's the principle they live by, so if the target state does not swear allegiance within the week, they immediately invade. Luckily, their sphere of influence fails to extend into the Jura forest, so there have been victims among nearby states. But, considering what has happened to states that battled with the Empire, the Conference Coalition cannot ignore this threat. The Dwarf Kingdom was somehow able to establish diplomatic relations with the Empire and so avoided a potential invasion. Well, their military strength and strength of that king certainly has something to do with it. Having heard this information, I can't help but think of the coalition as a bunch of weak states coming together for mutual protection. Powerful countries decide war and fate by their own strength. Of course, even if they don't violate the rules, it's not like they won't deviate from them. I see, I understood all of this to a certain degree. Now, as for when the war has ended, what happens to prisoners of war? That, too, Bester had explained. The conference forbids the murder of messengers. That is true in any world, I guess. Next, it's rare for a country's king to become a prisoner of war. Even wars of extermination rarely end up in complete annihilation. Unless you're a fool, you'd surrender when the war has reached your own soil. Refusing the surrender and slaughtering everybody would earn you animosity from other countries. In the first place, a king that allows his own land to be invaded quickly loses the trust of his men and is disposed of. In other words, since he's been dishonored, there's no need to kill him. That's how it is. I see. In that case, while I can just kill him off, sending him back might be a better idea. Thank you for your input. I'm glad you're here, Bester. I said. No, not at all. Bright red, Bester replied with a beaming smile. Sorry, honestly, that's damn creepy. I'm glad he's gotten rid of that sharp personality and mellowed out. But he really is just an old man. Oh, before I forget. On my journey to the Dwarf Kingdom, how much can I report? As much as you want. They might have a useful opinion. I gave my permission. Even if we hide it, they'd find out eventually. So we might as well be honest from the start. I thanked the bashful Bester again and had him leave. That guy, maybe he's not bashful but just fascinated by me. I had taken my human form halfway through the conversation. And, I'm not wearing the mask since it's in the middle of repairs right now. No way. Is he a Lilicon? A terrifying possibility filled my mind. I pray that's not the case. I think about our earlier conversation. If that's how it is, letting the king and the messengers go is the best choice. Maybe. I still have the unique skilled heartless Oni as well. Their hearts have been broken long ago so they can no longer betray me. When I though that announcement. Unique skill heartless Oni has been absorbed by ultimate skill Beelzebub. Therefore, it has been erased and is currently unusable. Oh. Just when I thought I have gotten a useful skill. To only use it once. For what purpose did I acquire it? Well, I did think that I didn't need it, though. So that aside, I feel that the skills that I have gotten used to have greatly changed. There's a need to verify this. For some reason, I felt that urgent need. Well, maybe we should release the king and the messenger, but that's something to discuss among all of us. I left the 12 blood shadows to Shin. After knocking some information out of them, she'll probably have me eat another one of her meals. Using Thekok's skill that she has recently obtained. Doesn't she know that she doesn't have to feed me? That's sickening. You know? Having thus decided our next steps, I had Raigerdo schedule a meeting. A conference of all department heads. That's what I decided to do. That being so, there's one more problem to solve. I look Raigerdo in the eyes. How is it? Investigation going fine? I ask. Not just my skills, but every single monster's abilities have greatly increased along with my evolution. They were told by the voice of the world about the gifts they were to receive. Those with a relation to me probably includes every monster I have named. Raigerdo nodded. We are still in the middle of surveying the population. The women have been saying some incomprehensible things like their skin getting smooth and pretty or something. Their vitality has certainly increased. Those specialized in combat have acquired individual skills and squad unity skills. Interestingly enough, the Goblin Riders and the Star Wolves have acquired the rare extra skill unification. Extra skill unification means exactly what it sounds like, no hidden meaning here. They became as if one being, able to move quickly on all fours and get a boost of strength. Their strength puts them at about rank A. Even the worst among them would dominate the B ranked. Surprisingly, all 100 have this skill. Raigerdo's report continues. Among the 100 resurrected, the children have all evolved into adolescents. Perhaps this evolution was inspired by their regret at being unable to fight. They have all obtained a perfect memory and endless regeneration X skills. Though these are merely extra skills, they work well together. That is, even if their heads get blown off, they can change into astral body state and thus avoid death. In other words, they obtained regenerative abilities equal to that of Orc Disaster. And there's 100 of them. How absurd. Thus, along with Shin, who got carried away obtaining this absurd ability, they have been calmly enduring intensive training. I mean, we won't die. The boys and girls of the city told me. I have no words. Should I reprimand them or tell them to work hard? Though they are only C+ ranked at most right now, I have a feeling that they will become our strongest squad yet. They have even named their squad Yamaguri, those who have surpassed death. The 4,100 hobgoblins under Benimaru's command have evolved in an interesting way. The strongest among them, 100 men, evolved into ogres. Just as Yuna had wanted, probably, these ogres belong to the first village I had saved. They are now Benimaru's personal bodyguards, and have been named Kurenai, Crimson. They possess rank A strength. And, as our vanguards with fire manipulation and thermal resistance X skills, the rest of the hobgoblins are thus our fire squad. Though they are still ranked C+, they are surprisingly powerful. I had named them the Green Core, but that's no good following the evolution. That is, as Benimaru's subordinates, the red suits them. The name Green doesn't, however. My failure to think ahead led to this. But hey, no need to think that far. Monster evolution is unpredictable. So in defiance, I had the Green Core equipment dyed emerald. In the first place, color has no effect on their ability to freely manipulate fire. The hierarchs evolved as a herd. They all obtain a iron Wallach skull that allows them to create a protective wall out of earth. Moreover, they also obtained full body armor defensibility. They inherited most of my resistances, noting that physical attack resistance includes pain, corrosion, paralysis, electricity resistances. So, if I have them eat a lot of Shin's cooking, would they acquire poison resistance? What foolish thing, I thought. Though there are individual differences, there are no problems as a whole. They each can be evaluated as B-ranked. And this is when they have lived up to their Yellow Core name. A squad specializing in creating walls to ward off attacks. They are Tempest's main force. As for Gabal's 100 Dragonettes, of course, they are at least ranked A each. They acquire Dragon Knight transformation and Flame Breath or Thunder Breath abilities. Though their efficiency dropped, their power greatly increased. Honestly, I still don't really know what Dragon Knight transformation does. Though they obtained it, they can't seem to use it yet. I have a bad feeling about it, so maybe that's a good thing. So just use it when you're in danger. Is pure negligence. Such a phrase is almost sacrilegious to Gabal and his troops. But to think that they have also acquired flying abilities and can now shoot their breath from the sky. Though they haven't obtained any new resistances, they did have high resistance to begin with their scale armor being strong as steel. Only a direct strike could penetrate their armor. So being able to fly puts them at an overwhelming advantage over their enemies. Their name, Haru, Flying Dragons. Unfortunately, they currently might be our strongest unit. And thus the report continued. Seems like my efforts up till now truly paid off. All I got from that was, our strength greatly increased. Just that. Though we are not even 10,000 strong, we can easily crush larger armies. Compared to the one I annihilated, we are overwhelmingly stronger. You know, I'm not even surprised anymore. Our only weakness is our small numbers. Since we can't easily increase our numbers, that will cause us problems from now on. Thus we concluded surveying the populace. Next up, management. According to Rigurdo, they are not yet certain. Well, that's just how it should be. Even I am not yet completely aware of my abilities. Rather than worrying about others, it's best to worry about yourself first. Requesting that Rigurdo continue the investigation, I left the place to verify my abilities. I headed straight to the Cave of the Seal. Meeting Gabal on the way, I ordered that no one intrude, and enter the cave. Now then, let's call forth ultimate skill Raphael. I ordered that it teach me about the changes that occurred as the result of the evolution. Here's what I found. Status. Name, Rimuru Tempest. Species, Demon Slime. Blessing, Stormcrest. Title, Demon Lord. Magic: Magic Energy Manipulation Archive, Great Spirit Summoning. Great Demon Summoning. Skills, Species Skill Decomposition Absorption, Endless Regeneration. Ultimate Skill Wisdom King Raphael. Though Acceleration Appraisal Parallel Processing. Chance Annulment All of Creation Fusion Separation. Ultimate Skill Gluttonous King Beelzebub. Predation Analysis Stomach Mimic Segregation. Decomposition Supply Food Chain Soul Eater. Daily Skills. Magic Perception Heat Detection Auditory. Perception Super Olfaction. Demon Lord's Ambition. Battle Skills. Thread Manipulation Cling Chia's Breath. Law Manipulation Attribute Change a Thought. Domination Min Lord Transformation. Mimic, Demon, Spirit, Black Wolf, Black Snake, Centipede, giant bat, giant spider, lizard, goblin, orc. Resistances: physical damage nullification, natural attack nullification, status change nullification, spirit attack resistance, holy magic resistance. That is all. A bunch of things seemed to have disappeared, but since I am in the middle of receiving the skills that my allies acquired, I should be able to use many more. I had thought that only the name changed for many of these, but I was clearly wrong. Thought acceleration, for example, has now increased to 1 million times as fast. I can't explain it in words very well. When I used it, time seemed to stop. While intending to ask Raphael about each skill. Announcement. As ordered, infinite prison has been analyzed. Will you release individual, Veldora? Yes, no. What an announcement it so casually made. It was so sudden, that I couldn't respond. But, finally. It has taken a year, but I can finally keep my promise. All that's left is procuring a spirit medium for him. The thought of testing the skills has completely fled my mind. I release you, Veldora. And, I chose, yes. Chapter 74, Veldora. The moment I ordered Wisdom King Raphael to release Veldora, I felt an energy storm rage within me. I felt a soul of overwhelming power be released. I am reborn. Don't you sound weird? I wanted to retort, but abstained and... Yo. It's been a while, how have you been? I offer a light greeting, what's with that? I'm back in such a lousy greeting. But that was quicker than expected. I had thought it'd be a while longer. Nope! Infinite prison did take a while, though. Had my great sage skull not evolved, it'd take another 100 years. Well, my unique skill investigator has also been analyzing the prison. Sadly, as it was sealed inside, I couldn't send Great Sage the report. How absurdly strong it was, infinite prison. As expected of a hero. By the way, what's with the skills evolving? Veldora asked, and I began the explanation. My transformation into a demon lord made my unique skills evolve into ultimate skills. Great Sage I become Raphael and its analytical abilities greatly increased. Ho ho, so that's how it was. Oh, and you became a demon lord in less than a year. Unlike those fakes, awakened demon lords are really strong, you know. Well, who would have known? Could I be a genius? I was the strongest slime around since birth though, geez. That much is a given, no? Are you an idiot? Doing such absurd things. Indeed, I have felt you drawing out absurd amounts of magical energy once in a while. And then going around naming people left and right. You do know that whenever you didn't have enough energy it came from me, right? What a ridiculous guy. I thought that by having my energy taken by you would extend the imprisonment, but who would have thought you'd shorten it by evolving? Very unexpected, I must say. Eh? So the reason I was fine naming everyone was because of Veldora? Never once did I think that the risk-free evolution I was witnessing was strange. I guess I can't be naming people as recklessly anymore. I see. Now I understand why the demon lords don't just quickly increase the number of their followers. Well, this late in the game, let's just say that everything went according to plan. Yeah? I planned this all, though, a blatant lie. By the way, did a gift reach you? The demon lord evolution mentioned something about gifts given to everyone I was linked to. He made an incredulous face. And thinking for a second. Oh ooh. So that's the skill evolution. My unique skill investigator evolved into ultimate skill investigation King Faust. Recognizing my inquisitive spirit, I was granted path to the ultimate truth. He is very excited. Just as he looks, he's quite an airhead I guess. Though that's perfectly fine. To the greatly elated Veldora. Good for you, I guess. Skill evolution happens unexpectedly often, right? I ask. Fool. I didn't expect such a thing to happen for a few thousand years. Well, Since those who've experienced it don't go boasting about it, it's more of a secret than anything. You have experienced something truly precious. He responded. I mean, yeah, considering that demon lords don't just awaken every day, it would be a pretty rare occurrence. I do want to continue talking for a while longer, but Veldora is probably itching to go outside. But I worry whether it will be fine. He's being traced by the church's magic, after all. Wouldn't they find out the moment he exists? Hey, now that we cracked the seal and you have been reborn, will you go outside? But, the problem is, you leak so much aura that everyone will find out soon, I think. Would you be troubled if they did? Yes. I wanted to jokingly say, but would I be troubled? Nope, not in the slightest, I think. If anything does happen, I can always depend on Veldora. Nope, if I think about it, it doesn't trouble me that much. So, as a medium, how about you use one of my clones? I offered and, creating a clone, moved the Veldora's consciousness to it, thus releasing him from my stomach. I and my beautiful clone. The only difference is its hair has now turned platinum. Is what I thought. It suddenly started to grow, reaching 2 meters. And, the body turned firm, the face masculine. Only my general facial features remained. He has become a good-looking young man. In short, this is how I would look if I made myself look like a guy. So I thought. As I thought, he's a complete battle maniac, taking on an easy-to-fight and yet intimidating form. He didn't turn into a giant dragon, and I almost expected him to do so. Ku-ah-ha-ha-ha. I have obtained the strongest power. All who disobey shall die. And other such lines, Veldora said, trying to appear like a stereotypical villain. By the way, I remember that line. A boss in my favorite manga said it. Hey, old geezer. How do you know that line? Ku-ah-ha-ha-ha-ha. The thing is, I was bored, so I decided to analyze and read your memories. You do know that doing such a pointless thing delayed the analysis, right? Eh? Eh? We were looking each other in the eye. Unfortunately, I doubt there was anything pleasant in those memories. That aside, you've released me, you have my thanks. He lowered his eyes and redirected the conversation. At that moment. Announcement. I have obtained 2 important pieces of information. Raphael said. This is what he reported. First, the establishment of a soul corridor with the individual, Veldora, has been confirmed. Individual, Veldora has been analyzed and the ultimate skill Storm King Veldra has been acquired. The effects of ultimate skill Storm King Veldra are as follows. Storm Dragon Summon, the ability to summon Veldora in his dragon form. Depending on the amount of magical energy allocated, the summoning time is reduced. Storm Dragon Release, the ability to have individual, Veldora use a clone. Even in the case of death, memory recovery is possible. Storm Dragon Magic Archive, the ability to use Death Heralding Winds, Black Lightning, and Storm of Destruction. As described above. Currently in use, the Storm Dragon release has no time limit. However, in current state, other skills of Storm King Veldra can't be used. Another bombshell announcement. Are you kidding me? I relayed the information to Veldora. A soul corridor, huh? So all my memories will transcend time and space and are accumulated within you. So, in other words, as long as you exist, I am immortal. Even if I am again sealed in an infinite prison, all you have to do is to cancel the summon. I mean, I always was nearly invincible, but now I'm immortal as well. Well, that is assuming I continue living. Seriously, what a terrifying tale this has become. Imagine if someone attacks me thinking it will be a one-on-one and suddenly Yahoo, Veldora appears. Coo. How pitiful the opponent would seem. What a ridiculous trump card I've acquired. Speaking of that, weren't there 2 pieces of information? The second, via food chain, A great number of abilities have been offered up to you, Master. Should I selectively eliminate some through combining and strengthening others? Yes, no. Not that I'll have the time to use them. I mean, surely there are some who have spent years researching these skills. I won't be able to use them right away anyways. So that should be fine. I thought, and selected, yes. Skills combination has begun, and quickly ended. Announcement. Unique skill Endless Prison has been used as a base during fusion. Success. Unique skill Endless Prison has evolved into ultimate skill Covenant King Uriel. What? So I had acquired unique skill Endless Prison as well. That was an important announcement, but Raphael-san is completely unfazed. Covenant, in other words, loyalty. Perhaps this is the crystallized form of my believer's loyalty. A skill created by combining every that I had acquired ultimate skill Covenant King Uriel. Huh. I check my strength after acquiring the skill. I feel an overwhelming sense of safety. Perhaps this is the proof of my bonds with my comrades. Wait a second. Does this mean that I have acquired 4 ultimate skills? Now, isn't it fine for me to be proud of my abilities? No, let's not get negligent. Pitiful are the days of a proud fool, they say. As someone who calls himself a demon lord, I can't let my guard down. Right. Whenever I get carried away I lose. This is the time for utmost prudence. Anyways, let's check its abilities. Solution. Ultimate skill Covenant King Uriel has the following abilities. Spatial domination, the ability to manipulate space to shift to a recognized coordinate. Movement ability. Defense barrier, the ability to create a multi-layered defense, and distort space in order to create absolute defense. Infinite prison, the ability to completely seal the target with the ultimate seal. Secluded space, the ability to control heat by manipulating inertia. It is now possible to release and absorb heat at will. That is all. Upon acquiring this skill, relevant inferior extra skills have been removed. I see. Spatial domination seems to allow me to transfer somewhere in a single moment. Defense barrier seems to now cover my body. My interference is unnecessary. Raphael seems to have it completely under control. Infinite prison can activate according to my will. It is the same barrier that trapped Veldora. In other words, those I capture can never get out. I don't really get secluded space. I do believe I have a higher class flame manipulation ability though. As a test, I set my fist ablaze. On my command, it disappears. Oh. Okay. Without wasting the released heat, I can preserve the state of an isolated space. Since it surpasses my understanding I might not be able to use it, but I do understand that it's another absurd skill. Let's leave it to Raphael-san. Frankly, Uriel's skills are instant travel, absolute defense, and sealing. These I understand completely. So, aren't I invincible? No, I had just decided to stay prudent. No getting on the high horse for this slime. While I was verifying my abilities, Veldora was checking his own ultimate skill Investigation King Faust. Sounds like an amazing skill. Its abilities include thought acceleration, appraisal, all of creation, probability estimation, and pursuit of truth. Even I don't have the latter two. Unfortunately, food chain is not activating. But, I probably wouldn't understand them anyways. Thus, having finished investigating my new abilities, I headed out. We opened the door and stepped outside. Kabul was kneeling there, waiting for us. Did something happen? TT, today is TT truly a fortunate D-Day. To find Rimuru-sama and Veldora-sama in good health. He's trembling nervously. I see, he noticed Veldora's rebirth. No matter what form he takes, his presence gives him away. And dragonets are far descendants of dragons. Moreover, the monsters of Jura Forest for a long time revered Veldora. So of course the rebirth would cause a panic. I see, so even if him going outside wouldn't trouble me, it could cause a panic inside the city. Veldora, you wouldn't mind me releasing the clone and having you hop back inside for a minute? Nope, not at all. I haven't finished reading this one manga through your memories, and I can use your eyes to obtain all the necessary information. He happily agreed. For now, let's introduce him to department heads first. After Veldora entered me. Gibble, there's no need to worry that much. If you look closely, he's a really nice dragon. What would be the relationship between Rimuru-sama and Veldora-sama? And on that note, since when had Veldora-sama been reborn? Trying to hide his trembling, he asked. And I cheerfully explained, promising that I'll introduce him to everyone at the meeting of the department heads. Now then, after returning to the city, I find it troubling, as expected. Those who could notice noticed, it seems. The word on the street is Storm Dragon has been reborn, so everyone is on their guard. Oh, Rimuru-sama, you are unhurt. We suddenly felt the rebirth of the Storm Dragon Veldora-sama from the cave. Knowing that Rimuru-sama has headed off in that direction, we were worried. Is my brother, Gibble alive? Raigurdo was reassured by my return, and so said. At the same time, Gibble's sister Suka ran up concerned. Oh, no problems. Raigurdo, how are the preparations for the meeting? Proceeding without delay. More importantly, it seems that Veldora-sama's presence is approaching here. Word does go around fast. This is a good opportunity to introduce him to everyone. Letting everyone know, we decided to hold a great conference. We'll also have Yomu, Ellen, and the other humans attend. We need to decide our next steps, after all. Suka, Gibble will be there, and you must participate too. Let's I know to gather every member. I live to serve. She exclaimed and ran off. At a speed at which Raigurdo could not follow, she ran off to deliver Sai the message. If I leave it to them, they should gather everyone quickly. While that was being done, I had Raigurdo explain the department head's abilities. First, Beninmaru. Name, Beninmaru. Race, Faruna. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Una King. Rank, A rank, EP, 213,000. Magic, none. Skills, unique skill Generalissima Thought Acceleration, Thought Domination, Prediction. Extra skill Fire Manipulation Black Lightning Multiple Barrier Spatial Travel. Daily skills Magic Perception Heat Detection Majesty Herculean Strength. Battle skill Fire Transformation. Resistances, Physical Attack Nullification, Pain Nullification, Status Change Nullification, Spirit Attack Resistance, Holy Magic Attack Resistance, Natural Effect Resistance. In short, absurd. He's Tempest's Commander-in-Chief. Next is Shuna. Name, Shuna. Race, Faruna. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Unyaim. Rank, A rank, EP, 12.000. Magic: Nature Archive Element Archive Curse Archive. Skills, unique skill Analyst Acceleration, Appraisal, Incantation Voided. Unique skill Creator Material Conversion, Fusion, Separation. Extra skill Multiple Barrier Spatial Travel. Daily skill Magic Perception Majesty. Resistances, Status Change Nullification, Spirit Attack Resistance. Shuna also exceeds A rank, though she's not specialized for combat. As for Hikaru. Name, Hikaru. Race, Faruna. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Sword Saint. Rank, A rank, EP, 65,500. Magic: Fighting Spirit. Skills, unique skill Martial Artist Acceleration, Supreme Acceleration, Future Prediction. Extra skill Sagex Multiple Barrier Spatial Travel. Daily skill Magic Perception Majesty Herculean Strength. Resistances: status change resistance, spirit attack resistance. As expected. Sword Saint, huh. Fits him too well. Though that's what we all tend to call him. As for Kurobi, added on to his unique skill researcher as the unique skill god craftsman. He really is fully dedicated to the smithy. As for Sai. Name, Sai. Race, Faruna. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Yami, Darkness. Rank, A rank, EP, 187,000. Magic, none. Skills, unique skill assassin taught acceleration, one-hit kill, supreme acceleration. Extra skill multiple barrier spatial travel. Daily skill magic perception fear majesty. Battle skills poison, paralysis, corrosive breath glow neb manipulation. Resistances, pain nullification, status change nullification, physical and spiritual attack resistance, holy magic attack resistance, natural effects resistance. He too specialized in combat. Oh, and one-hit kill is not a physical attack, it targets the spiritual body directly. So if they aren't guarding their soul, it can't be protected against. What a dangerous man he has become. Now the problem child, Shin. Name, Shin. Race, Evelina. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, The Immortal. Rank, A rank, EP, 224,000. Magic, none. Skills, unique skill cook decision result, optimal choice. Extra skill subjects multiple barrier spatial travel regeneration x perfect memory. Daily skill magic perception fear water goddess. Battle skilledman transformation. Resistances, pain nullification, status nullification, physical and spiritual attack resistance, holy magic resistance, natural effect resistance. She. After hearing Rigurdo's report I went to check myself. But she truly surpasses Benimaru's fighting potential. What a terrifying girl. And hey, what's with the demon transformation? She's a quasi-demon lord now. I wouldn't be surprised if she were demon lord race by now. Why do we need another dangerous individual on the loose? Cut me some slack, will you? Next is Gibble. Name, Gibble. Race, Dragonette. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Dragon Knight. Rank, A rank, EP, 126,000. Magic, none. Skills, unique skill tune rune expected results, fate change. Extra skill subjects multiple barrier spatial travel. Daily skill magic perception heat detection super roll faction majesty. Battle skill dragon knight transformation flame breath thunder breath. Resistances, pain nullification, status change nullification, physical and spiritual attack resistance, holy magic attack resistance, natural effect resistance. I don't know what this means. I do know what tuner means, but what kind of ability is it? Probably, it might be a mysterious skill that activates when an attack doesn't land or to change the worst outcome into a fortunate one or something. Is this guy's life a joke or something? As expected of Gibble. Don't expect anything, and he won't betray your expectations. He also possesses many resistances so he's unexpectedly strong. Probably. Next, in charge of defense, is Gerudo. Name, Gerudo. Race, High Orc. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Orc King. Rank, A rank, EP, 147.000. Magic, none. Skills, unique skill guardian and protection, substitution, iron wall. Unique skill gourmet predation, stomach, supply, demand. Extra skill subjects multiple barrier spatial travel. Daily skill magic perception super roll faction magus high Herculean strength. Battle skill poison, paralysis, corrosive breath full body armor change thought manipulation. Resistances, pain nullification, status change nullification, physical and spiritual attack resistance, holy magic attack resistance, natural effect resistance X. Very reliable. He can redirect damage to himself, thus protecting the army using his own defenses. I can expect much from him as a division general. How many he can activate it on, however, is currently unknown. Last up is Diablo. Since he didn't feel like telling Rigurdo, I went to ask myself. I called him and he appeared. Name, Diablo. Race, Demon. Blessing, Tempest Crest. Title, Demon Lord. Rank, A+ rank, EP, 444,000. Magic Energy Manipulation Archive I Demon Summoning. Skills, Unique Skill Great Wise Man Taught Acceleration, Thought Domination, Incantation Void. Unique Skill Enchanter Fascination, Seduction. Extra Skill Multiple Barrier Spatial Travel. Daily Skill Magic Perception Manlord's Ambition. Battle Skill Law Manipulation. Resistances, Physical Attack Nullification, Natural Effect Nullification, Status Change Nullification, Spirit Attack Resistance, Holy Magic Attack Resistance. Ha ha ha. What a pleasant guy. He's become ridiculously strong. He can easily become a demon lord already. No question about it. After Veldora and I, he's the next strongest guy in the city. Letting him know to participate in the conference, I head to the large meeting room. It will be an important meeting that will decide the fate of Tempest. To aim to create a world where human and monsters can live together peacefully.